Welcome everybody to another Indie Dev Showcase video here on the channel. Every Wednesday night we have a weekly Indie Dev Showcase stream, and these videos are the recaps of it. The games you're going to be seeing are going to be from the Steam festivals that happened earlier this year, but some of these we did get press keys for, such as right here with A Monster's Expedition. This is the sequel to a hit mobile game. I think it had to do with snowmen building. And the puzzle design kind of works on the same or very loosely based formula of kind of being loosely open world. We are exploring a museum made by monsters to understand what humans do on a day-to-day life. And all the artifacts and weird things you see, of course, are represented absolutely incorrectly for what they really are. But this is a game that's kind of aimed at the casual to, I would say, moderate level puzzle fan crowd. The main mechanic, of course, is going, as you can see, is pushing logs in order to create bridges and other aspects. Now, the footage you're seeing is taken from early in the game, and again, anything that we show is obviously a spoiler of it. But when you throw logs in the water, they'll create a bridge based on the direction that they land. If you combine multiple logs, they will create rafts and other support structures. And if you push a log, as you can see, when it's kind of like on its side, it will roll in that direction until it hits an object or falls in the water. Now, what's interesting about A Monster's Expedition is that the world itself is open-ended, or loosely open-ended. You are free to explore the islands, and there are going to be multiple routes you can go to. Some of these will require either a more advanced solution or doing something different. And it's an interesting way of providing some kind of structure, or an open-ended structure, to this kind of design. In terms of, I guess, any real complaints, this is a very much a kind of a black and white puzzle solution, or it's very linear. And every puzzle has one way of getting through it. And if you can't see it or you understand what the game is asking you to do, it can become a bit frustrating to play. But overall, I think this is a very charming game and definitely one to check out if you are a fan of puzzle games. But with that, the next game is Papetura. And hopefully I didn't butcher that too badly. This is a point-and-click adventure game, with the main hook that this is a handcrafted paper-style world. So I think they use stop motion to design and create all the various characters. And I love the look of it. Now, again, as another adventure/puzzle game, we can't show too much off, and the demo was pretty limited. But the look and feel of this game really reminds me of something like Machinarium, which was developed by Amanita Design. And this is not done by those developers, but it has a real similar look and feel to it. And from what we saw in the demo, they're aiming for having a very unique world and kind of all the puzzles being built around the logic of it. Other than that, this is unfortunately not something, or not a game we can't say too much about, with the demo being so limited. But, as with our last game, if you like this kind of style, if you're a fan of adventure games, definitely just an amazing one to wishlist and keep an eye on. Up now is Hammerting. This is a game that is currently out on Early Access, and again, the footage you're seeing is from the Steam Festival demo. And this title is essentially going for the colony sim, almost like Auction Not Included, but we are with dwarves in a fantasy setting as opposed to space. Our mission is to build the damn best dwarf mining colony in this side of the mountain. And the concept is that we have new characters come to aid us, and we have to construct various tools, gear, and set up weapons and equipment that we can send out to our various characters in the world in order to support them If they win, then they'll send us back additional resources and move the progression forward. Now, as you can tell by the style, this is entirely like kind of like 2.5D in terms of like the character models, but the world is played from this side position or this side camera view. So as with Auction Not Included, your job is to construct all the infrastructure as well as set up the ways for these characters to move around. Each dwarf is their own unique person that comes with their own defined skills and kind of a preference to what skills or jobs they want to do. Now, from the demo, this game seems like it has a very solid foundation. The onboarding is a little bit tricky at the moment, but again, so was Auction Not Included. And if they can nail kind of this gameplay loop of building out your settlement with kind of controlling or altering the state of the world around it, this could be another really solid game of this genre. And I know quite a few of you watching this love the kind of colony sim style. Now, for those of you who play Auction Not Included and like kind of the high level, you know, altering the temperatures and changing things around that kind of structure, I don't believe Hammerting is going that far. And from the demo that we played, I'm not quite sure what the late game depth or complexity of this game is going to reach. But there's definitely plenty of time to check this one out while it's on early access. But with that, we're going to take our quick break now, and when we come back, we got a few more indie games to check out for this video. And now for a quick shout out to our current Game Wisdom supporters and sponsors. Going forward, all Patreon supporters will get early access to our videos. And if you'd like to continue this discussion on game design, be sure to check out our Discord channel, link down below. If you're looking for more wisdom about game design, be sure to check out my latest offering of books, 20 Essential Games to Study, aimed for first-time developers and students looking for some inspiration for their upcoming games, and Game Design Deep Dive Platformers if you're interested in anything regarding 2D and 3D platforming design. They're both available in print, digital, and wherever books are being sold. As his nice and peaceful music begins to play, for our next game in this video, we turn to The Final Earth 2, which I'm not sure if that's a Final Fantasy reference or just how much The Final Earth is with a sequel. But this is a very light city builder slash kind of puzzle design, and we play this during the festival and I really like this one. Our concept here is that we have to build colonies in order to support life after the Earth can no longer be sustained. So our mission is to set up these various cities and settlements, let new people move in, and complete various tasks. Now, as you can see, all buildings are kind of built modular, or kind of cube by cube. Each cube provides a function, and you'll have to assign people to work and kind of do various things, which will bring in more resources, which in turn allows you to build more. And again, if you've played any city builder before, you kind of got an idea of what's going on. Now, your key limitations are going to be the population of your settlement, as well as keeping them happy and fed. You'll need to provide various entertainment buildings, as well as construct food productions that you'll have to set up. And of course, if you run out of food or if your people aren't happy, things tend to go from bad to worse. Now, the hook of this game in terms of kind of advanced play is that buildings that you can be built next to each other or on top to provide synergy bonuses, such as if you build kind of I think it was like an entertainment or a greenhouse next to various workers or next to other structures, they may get a productivity or refinement bonus. There's also upgrades to the various buildings that you'll have to do, I believe, on a building by building basis. And there's advanced structures that will provide additional tech and change your overall strategy going from beginning to end in a scenario. In terms of complaints or anything to worry about, because you're dealing with limited resources and the constant drain, you're kind of in that downward spiral effect, almost from the word go when you start playing. Now, the demo itself mainly kept with scenarios, and I don't remember if there was a free play or sandbox mode, but I'm pretty sure the game like this, it must be something that is going to be considered or already in it. And I really like this one. Again, it's not the most complicated city builder on the market, but it has a good look and feel to it. I'm curious to see where things go in terms of its design and kind of complexity in the later scenarios and just further in a match or further in a round. But with that, we turn to the Iron Oath. And this game certainly has a lot of potential for strategy fans and just tactical strategy in general. So, in this game, this is essentially, I guess, Darkest Dungeon by way of almost a tactical RPG or SRPG kind of design. Our mission is to lead our warriors through these various areas, fighting our way through all manner of demons and monsters. Now, what makes this game very interesting is the positional-based combat, as well as with how attacks play out. Each character, from what we saw during this demo, is a unique person with their own abilities and their own stats and such. And the challenge of the game is that not only do you have to position them to avoid damage or set up for choke points and whatever, but you also have to take into account their targeting and their own unique abilities. Some characters can taunt or move other enemies, other ones can set up traps or elements on the ground that can be used as an advantage. As you can see with me setting up like a little mark right there. And you see the turn order at the top of the screen. And this is a very intriguing combat system. And I know quite a few of you watching this are fans of, this kind of depth or this fidelity at the tactical layer. Now, my only problem that came about when we were playing this, besides the fact that this could be a little bit advanced to learn, is that unfortunately the demo crashed and we lost our progress before we could see it through all the way to the end. But the Iron Oath definitely has some serious potential for SRPG fans and for those of you looking for something a little bit more challenging in terms of your combat and your tactical layer. The only point is that we didn't really see what the meta or persistence of this game is like in terms of how characters recover, what is long-term progression going to be, things along those lines. We have one final game for this video, and this is Mutropolis. Hopefully didn't butcher that too badly. This is a point-and-click adventure game done with a hand-drawn style, and this was one that I looked at off-stream. The hook or the story of this one is that it is 5,000 years in the future, and most of human civilization has been forgotten and lost. And we have a group of archaeologists who are trying to discover just what happened to the world all those many years ago. Which, in considering what's happening in the world today, may be a little too poignant, I guess, as a topic. But this is your standard point-and-click style game. So fans of Maniac Mansion, the LucasArts era, Ratchet Eye, and so on will be very familiar with this design. From playing the demo, the game goes with kind of semi-real-world logic for its puzzles. You'll have to deal with futuristic items and things along those lines, but otherwise, this is looking like a very well-written, very interesting adventure game. In terms of complaints, it did feel like it moved a little bit slowly in terms of going through the dialogue and just moving from one scene to the next. I also had the demo crash a few times while I was playing this. But other than that, this looks like yet another really solid adventure game from the indie space. And as with all the games in this video, you'll find links to their respective store pages in the description down below. With that said, that is going to do it for this video spotlight. If you are working on a game that you'd like me to take a look at in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Again, we do these spotlight streams every Wednesday night, and we're always looking for more games to check out. If you're new, once again, be sure to visit the Discord and Patreon link down below, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on game wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed things, be sure to do all the liking and subscribing that the kids are doing these days. Check out our Discord channel link down below where we hang out and chat game design, and come back later tonight for our regular streamings. But that's it, and tune in for more great content here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.